Looking at the statistics, 44% of the population of Palestine are children, yet this country is relentlessly bombed, and I was outraged at that. And I didn't know how many other people in my school would be feeling the same way. And I luckily stumbled upon the brilliant planning committee, and the next thing I know, the planning committee's growing and growing. Next thing I know, we're on a protest of nearly 100 students. And I think that just shows the immense amount of support there really is for this, even when it's not in your face all around you. So we had a march a couple of weeks ago of 100 students, and going into the future we've planned another march for December the 14th, next week. But I think the most impressive thing is our brilliant planning committee and Harry right here have managed to hopefully be able to get us twinned with a school on the West Bank. And
wow.
I think that... I know it might seem a bit strange, a tiny school in a tiny county in England protesting this stuff, but I genuinely do think that we have the ability to make change, and I genuinely do think that by sitting down and not using the ability to make change, that's no better than almost supporting it, arguably. You need to stand up against injustice, and I think a great example of how this is working, it's small scale, but it's working, is on the first march, most people were very, very supportive. We had a couple of people who weren't, and we had one guy who he came in and he was like, no, you need to stop this, you need to stop. And he was taken to the side. I believe, Phil, you were talking to him? He was taken to the side and he was talked to nice and calmly. The rally continued, we all marched back, and apparently afterwards when we left, the guy came back to Phil. Yeah, is that correct?
It was Sarah, actually.
Came back to Sarah,
yeah.
And he goes, I've been thinking about what people have said to me, and I think you guys are right. And I've changed my mind, and I'm sorry for what I did. And I think if we can change the view of one person who was calling for a break-up of this march, saying this was completely wrong, then why can't continuous marches and continuous demos do the same for our whole population, or a big group of that population? And then if that happens, why can't it happen for the whole county? Why can't it happen for our whole area? Why can't it happen for the whole country? And if we can do that for our whole country, then I don't see how our politicians couldn't call for a ceasefire. And if our politicians call for a ceasefire, I don't see why that won't spread to Europe. And if all of Europe's calling for a ceasefire, I can't imagine that Israel could continue the genocide. So I think while it's small, we do have the power and we need to use it.